Hi everyone, today you're going to be working on this. This is your plan for your Hungry Caterpillar story. Remember, we are writing stories for younger people who are younger than us, young children who are going to enjoy a story a bit like The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So this is where we're going to plan. Here's our story map. It's all laid out for us. So we've got Fiona here. She's kind of inanimate today. She's not moving. She's just chilling out and watching what's going on. So obviously at the top you're going to write your name. And then we're mostly just working on drawing pictures and telling the story. So this first place here, this is the setting. This is where your thing is going to take place. So in The Hungry Caterpillar, it's in the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. But my story is a dragonfly. So my dragonfly larvae needs to start in a pond. He needs to start deep down at the bottom of a pond, and it'll start as an egg. So just to remind me of that, I'm going to draw, there's my water at the top of the pond. I'm imagining it's deep in the pond. There's my little egg. Maybe there's a few like reeds growing up here. I might write the word pond just to remember that. P-O-N-D, okay? Next we're going to do the time. Early one morning, late one night, in the middle of the night, around lunchtime. We're going to talk about the animal. A tiny and very hungry caterpillar popped out. If you can't remember The Very Hungry Caterpillar, perhaps you've got it at home. You could be looking at that, or certainly your parents will be able to find someone reading it aloud on YouTube. So what time of day am I going to have? Well, early one morning was in The Hungry Caterpillar, so I'm going to do about the time for afternoon tea. How about that? That would be the proper English word for goûter. So we don't want to say goûter because that would be very French. We're going to say about afternoon tea time. So to remind me of that, I'm going to draw a teacup and a saucer and a plate with some biscuits on it to remind me it's about afternoon tea time. Tea time, it's a magic-y word. So there we go. About the animal. Well, my animal, well, he was a dragonfly nymph, wasn't he? So I remember from my research that I did, and you guys have got your research pages where you wrote about the animals and you found out about them. He's going to burst out of his egg, and he's going to be he's going to be not very hungry, I think more famished or starving or ravenous. We're looking for some really good words there. So my dragonfly nymph looks a little bit like that. There he is. He's got kind of big jaws. He's kind of cute, but also very dangerous because he eats a hog. Now I think that word I wanted was famished, and because it's a verb, it needs an ed at the end of it. Famished. He was very famished, wasn't he? Now, here we go. We're going to get onto this. I'm just going to show you the first one, and then you'll get the idea of it. So, on Monday, what did he eat? Well, he ate one thing on Monday, didn't he? And then obviously he ate two things on Tuesday. So on Monday, well, I know from my research that he loves eating meat. He's a meat eater. So on Monday, he ate maybe on Monday he ate one worm. He's a bit of a hunter. He likes to catch his things. So there's my worm. On Tuesday, he ate two, well, maybe some crazy person threw some sausages in, so we're going to have two sausages. One sausage, two sausages. On Wednesday, he ate three, I'm going to pause for a minute. You will see me in just a minute. Okay, so here we go. On Wednesday, he ate three tiny fish. On Thursday, he ate four baby mosquitoes. On Friday, he ate 5 T-bone steaks, because I love how in The Hungry Caterpillar he eats some really crazy stuff, doesn't he? We can have a bit of fun with that. And then Saturday is the fun day. We're gonna write our list of things out here. In the Hungry Caterpillar, he eats all kinds of cakes and cheese and all that sort of stuff. So you can just go crazy with this one and just choose some really, really interesting things that he eats. So on Saturday, he ate peanuts. He ate a let's give him a nice ice lolly, because we've been learning about ice lollies and stuff. That's cool. He ate a bowl of cat food. Gross. He ate a pizza. It would have to be a meat feast pizza with, pepperoni and, kebab. I don't know what you put on your pizza. Some pizzas have kebab meat on there, don't they? Lots of cheese, all that sort of stuff. What else could he eat? He ate a piece of bacon. He ate a fried egg. And he ate his best friend. Let's do that, because these guys, they're not bothered about. I'll draw his best friend looking kind of dead there with a big chunk taken out of his side. They're not bothered about whether they hurt each other and stuff like that. Now, Sunday, this is a day where he wasn't a small caterpillar anymore. He was an enormous caterpillar. He built a cocoon around himself. Now, my guy, I know that he's going to have to attach himself to one of those reeds with his body, kind of like this, and he's going to burst out of his skin. So he's going to have to start to come out of his skin, and he's going to look a bit different now with big eyes. I'm going to draw him a little bit different. He's not going to look like a proper dragonfly yet. So on Sunday, he started to burst out of his skin. Now, for you guys, maybe you'll have someone going into a cocoon, or maybe as he goes along here, if it's a frog, he'll be growing legs. And remember that frogs start off by eating vegetables, and they end up eating meat at the end. And finally, this is the last part of it. In the end, he turned out to be a magnificent, a beautiful dragonfly. And so here's my dragonfly with his lovely wings like that. And there we go. So I'm going to take a bit of time to do that and do some colour on him as well later. And that is the work you're doing. And so then you can tell your story. Once you've done that, you can take it to your family, to someone else, and you can tell them that story, right? And that's really important that you get good at telling them that, because that way then you will be good at writing it. Okay, say goodbye, Fiona. Bye-bye.